Hey everyone, and welcome to this edition of LTV News. I'm Nick Malney.
And I'm Joe Vasile. The freshman class council is in hot water with the Student Finance Board after SFB zero-funded their proposal for a freshman semi-formal. According to SFB, when the council promoted the event, saying it was definitely going to happen before being funded, they violated the rules. As one SFB member said, the rules are there for a reason. Though not all agreed with that sentiment, not wanting to punish the many because of the actions of a few.
Business Week magazine announced its undergraduate business schools rankings last Wednesday. The TCNJ School of Business came in 59th place in all the business schools in the country, up 25 places from last year. The college's School of Business is once again the top-ranked undergraduate business school in New Jersey. Introduced in 2006, the Business Week undergraduate rankings are determined by 9 measures, including surveys of 85,000 senior business majors and nearly 600 corporate recruiters, median starting salaries for graduates, and the number of graduates each program sends to top MBA programs. This high ranking is all thanks to the hard work and dedication of the students and staff of TCNJ.
Earlier this month, a student was found sleeping on the second floor of the business building shortly after noon. The student allegedly smelled of alcohol and admitted to consuming 6 vodka drinks before his 10 a.m. class. The student was waiting for a friend to get out of his class at noon and decided to take a nap. In related news, a student was found lying face down on the front lawn of a Green Lane house and missing a jacket and his left shoe early last Thursday morning. His cell phone and ID were found near him, and there were 2 scratch marks on his head. The student admitted to drinking large quantities of alcohol that night and was transported. No word on the missing shoe.
Over 1,100 relayers crowded into the Recreation Center on Friday, March 22nd, to celebrate the college's annual Relay for Life, which was sponsored by Colleges Against Cancer, Phi Kappa Psi, and student government. The event lasted the whole night, ending at around 5 a.m. the next morning. The night was filled with fun events, such as a hypnotist, Zumba, and performances from 7 student groups. Though the night was filled with fun, participants kept sight on what they were really fundraising for. During a luminaria ceremony at which all the students remember those who have died from cancer, honor those who have fought cancer, and support those who are battling the disease. In total, the college raised $64,670 to the American Cancer Society. Stay tuned after the break for a special entertainment segment.
Welcome to this edition of LTV Entertainment. I'm John Anthony Alimo, here with Kate Flynn. Let's get started with your celebrity news. You know what's something you haven't heard in a while? If you're like me, it's I Love You. But another possible candidate is Tilda Swinton. The actress loved by the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe fans and albinos alike is presenting a new art performance at the MoMA in New York City. What is she doing, you ask? Well, she's sleeping in a giant glass box for 24 hours at a time with nothing but cushions and a jug of water. So if you're into watching people sleep, you damn weirdo, head on over to the city's hottest location for kinky stuff like that, an art museum. Now, I don't understand art much. The most exposure I've gotten in art is when my remote broke and I accidentally watched an entire Bob Ross special. Let me tell you, bitch can paint a landscape. But this Tilda Swinton thing, I don't get it. Shouldn't you be breaking glass ceilings, not sleeping in them? Whatever the case, the exhibit is running for the next few months on random days, as there's no set schedule. So even if you want to go see Tilda pass out like a Snow White you don't want to kiss, you'll just have to be lucky enough to stumble upon her. Tilda Swinton literally shows up whenever she feels like it and sleeps in the MoMA. I guess she has a good setup for when she forgets to pay her rent.
Fascinating. It was announced this week that Prince Harry will be visiting the United States from England on a 5-day tour in May, from the 9th to the 15th. So, as your next Princess Kate, I dubbed this segment the definitive guide to stalking Prince Harry. He starts out in our nation's capital, of course, landing in Washington, D.C., spending the night at the British ambassador's house, and then the next day we'll be visiting Arlington, Virginia. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't decide whether you like the look of a man in uniform or the musical hum of a British accent better, today will be your day, because Prince Harry will be donning his ceremonial uniform for the Royal Military. The next 3 days he'll spend in Colorado, so we have limited access to the Royal Ginger due to geography. But let's just hope that he stays away from the Rocky Mountain High. The cameras will be watching, Harry, and you're a partier. Now, here's the important part. The next 2 days after that, he'll be around New York City and New Jersey. He'll be visiting Sandy victims and playing baseball with underprivileged youth. Swoon. Although, along the way, he'll be schmoozing with Manhattan elite. So, for all you royal hunters out there, you can keep an eye out, because this will be your best shot at catching a glimpse of my future husband.
In other news, Amanda Bynes has completely lost her mind. The former teen star and current run-of-the-mill twit is blowing up Twitter with absurd comments and behavior. Turns out dancing lobsters no longer do the trick, so she's resorted to piercing her cheeks and clamoring for sex online. Bynes tweeted, "I want Drake to murder my vagina." Amanda, darling, can't you at least do this on OkCupid? Drake is a busy man. He can't go all murder she wrote on your snatch. Let me direct you to other eligible bachelors on Twitter, like LeVar Burton of Reading Rainbow fame, Twitter handle @LeVar Burton. Girl, if you can open up your imagination, I wouldn't say no. So take a look. It's in a book. LeVar and a hoe.
Hugh Hefner, the guy in the business for revealing everything, has it released in the latest issue of Esquire magazine that he has a dirty little secret. John Anthony, what do you think it is?
Oh my God, I don't know. Has he been dead for the past 4 years?
I think he might go up to the press conference and just be like, "Where am I?"
Is he gay?
I think actually he prefers brunettes.
Wait, maybe he's a monkey in a wrinkle suit.
Well, no matter what it is, disappointingly, the number is just that he's had sex with a lot of women. And as much as we hate to picture and imagine it, Hefner said that the number has to be, quote, over 1,000. You know, this really boggles my mind. I can't imagine that the girls who posed in Playboy have a low enough self-esteem to sleep with an 86-year-old. So I guess the lesson here, guys, is that if you're having trouble with the ladies, just slap on a bathrobe and ask your girl to wear an animal costume, and I'm sure everything will work out fine. You'll be rolling knee-deep in the biddies in no time.
Bieber is in the news again, this time in relation to an alleged battery charge against the singer. Apparently, a neighbor logged a complaint with the local police station after Bieber supposedly threatened the guy during an argument. What the argument was about, nobody knows, but I'm placing my bets that Bieber left a Lego on the guy's lawn and he stepped on it. Listen, those things hurt like a mother, so I don't blame him. Justin was also spotted going through airport security in his favorite state, shirtless. Listen, I understand you're proud of your body, maybe you even got a chest hair, but unless your entire wardrobe is Ed Hardy, there is no reason to be walking around shirtless. Show some public decency and put on a bib or something. Ain't nobody got time for that nonsense.
Well, that's it for this entertainment show. For John Anthony and myself and everyone here at LTV, have a good one.
In non-TCNJ news, the Supreme Court has decided to hear a case on Michigan's ban of the consideration of race in college admissions. The measure was passed by a 58% vote back in 2006, but overturned by an appellate court last November. The case is being merged with a separate affirmative action challenge.
Struggling into the early morning hours to avoid a collapse of Cyprus's banking system, European Union leaders on Monday agreed to a bailout package intended to keep Cyprus in the Eurozone and rebuild its devastated economy. Cyprus will receive the first payment of the bailout package worth 10 billion euros, or $13 billion, in early May, in exchange for the bailout package. Cyprus must implement banking reforms in order to stabilize their economy. Cyprus's financial crisis was created when the nation's banks took steep losses in their large holdings of Greek bonds. It appears as though Cyprus may be the beginning of the domino-style collapse of the Eurozone as the stability of the continent-spanning currency is being questioned. Due to the global nature of the economy, a possible collapse of the euro may spell trouble for business at home.
And that does it here for this edition of LTV News. If you're interested in becoming a part of LTV, you can join us on Facebook, or you could email us at ltv@tcnj.edu. For myself, Nick, and all of us here at LTV, have a wonderful day.